Hi, I'm Terry LeBlanc from Technology for Living, and today I'm demonstrating two eating devices, robotic feeding devices, I should say, that I could control and actually feed myself for a change. Hit one to rotate. Perfect.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of We Talk Tech Seniors. Today, I'm very happy to be joined by Terry LeBlanc, one of our Technology for Living board members, as well as a very active peer in the local community. And today, we're going to be talking about some assistive dining technologies which can make eating more independently or even completely independently possible for people with um, conditions affecting their upper limbs and extremities. Terry was very lucky to try two very cutting edge robotic feeding devices, courtesy of Wahbi Gamber at Active Healthcare Solutions. So we're very thankful for Wahbi and all he's done to assist us. Wahbi also assisted us in an earlier video, which we'll be linking somewhere on the screen now and in the description, where Terry tried some robotic arms, which are more general purpose, but equally as cutting edge and very fun. So, but today we're going to be talking about some assistive dining technologies and the robotic arm feeding devices that Terry tried out. So, Terry,
Morning,
what was
Tim.
your overall impression of the robotic feeding devices? What did you think?
Amazing, just amazing technology. I know it's an overused word, but I mean, it was so accurate.
Yeah,
Just the cleaning the spoon that drips off the bottom of the spoon, all
right,
automatic, and the subtle rotation of the plate, just
right.
incredible.
Yeah, they're very advanced. So Terry tried two products, the Kneader Eater Robotic V6, as well as the Obi. We're going to be showing some footage of Terry trying them out on screen now. The stainless silver one is the Kneader Eater Robotic V6, and there's also a white one, and that is the Obi. And they've got some extremely advanced technologies and features. So Terry said the wiping of the spoon. So if you've got like maybe some soup or something a bit creamy or liquidy, and you don't want it dripping all over you, that'd be very frustrating. It's smart enough to know it needs to like wipe the bottom of the spoon so you're not getting any drips all over you, and you've got a cleaner dining experience, right, Terry?
Yeah, much cleaner.
Right.
Yes.
Um, so these devices are primarily for people who can still chew and swallow independently, but perhaps you've got something that's affecting your upper extremities, like ALS, brain injury, cerebral palsy, many kinds of muscular dystrophy, Parkinson's, spinal cord injury. The list goes on and on. If you've got trouble manipulating dining utensils or spoons, um, and but you can still chew and swallow, this is the device for you. So Terry, what kinds of foods did you try with the devices?
Well, I thought it best to try yogurt with my. I usually have yogurt with fruit and granola.
Right.
So,
You were
yeah,
snacking on that just before we started the recording here.
that's right. That's
How
right.
did that work for you?
Well, that was, yeah, again, amazing. It, especially the one that had the, well, I know this was breakfast, but the heated dish. That was every man would want that dish. It's a place for hot water in the bottom, so your food stays warm all through the dining experience.
Right. I
Nobody has
wasn't
to get
able,
up and microwave your dish.
yeah, I wasn't able to figure out which of those, whether it's the Neater Eater or the Obi.
It was the
But
Obi.
it was the Obi. Okay,
Yes,
awesome.
yeah.
So the Obi has a heated reservoir for food, and it keeps your dinner warm. So, no matter how long it's taking you to eat your dinner, it's still going to stay nice and warm for you, which is awesome. I know it takes me a long time to eat, and my food, by the end of it, it's cold,
Yeah.
which is not fun. So, you had some great success with the yogurt, granola, and fruit mixture. Anything else you tried? I saw some like vegetable stuff.
Yeah, the salad was, yeah, you need to do some really advanced prep with the salad to keep it on the spoon. And, you don't want too many stringy bits.
Right,
But
right.
again, that wiping action at the bottom was was pretty key. But I
So
think my favorite of all was the one that had four separate compartments. So as somebody who doesn't usually mix their food up into a big heap, I like to taste it separately. There's even a sauce bowl in the center that
right, I think that was the Obi. I think the
yeah,
Obi has the four compartments and sauce dipping area as well.
yeah,
Um, Whereas the Neither Eater Robotic has a kind of a single, large bowl area. I'm not quite certain, but maybe there's different bowls for the Neither Eater. But that's something to be aware of if you are like Terry and you like to keep your food separate and have a one-on-one experience with each of your different portions. That's great. So these both of these devices work with pretty much any food. Maybe not everything, but most things for sure. Solid foods between the size of like a pea and a grape are gonna work great. So if you've got something a bit larger, you'll have to cut it down to fit. But that's the sacrifices we have to make. You got to cut things a bit smaller. I know I like to eat things smaller, just they're better, mouse sized, right?
yeah.
And you can also, of course, do liquid foods like soups and stews and cereal and yogurt like Terry had. They all work great, and they've got that, as we've mentioned a couple times, that spoon wiping motion, which ensures you're not dripping your chicken noodle soup all over yourself. You're not really limited in what you can eat with it, which is awesome, right? You'd think that, oh, there's going to be a really specific type of food you need to be eating, or maybe you've got to buy their special branded food, right? Not at all. You can eat your regular food. You just might have to cut it down to size a little bit, which is, that's fine. You got to do what you got to do, and it works.
It was just the setting up. I mean, it was so simple. No, you don't have to be a robotics instructor to. I mean, you just place the device close to your lips, where the end point is, and then yeah, the robot takes it back to the beginning where the plate
Right.
is, and it's
Yeah.
just so anybody afraid of the technology, and oh boy, well, I'm pretty bad at technology, as Taylor knows,
But you
and
love technology, though.
this I do, especially when it leads to this much independence. Yeah,
Right.
it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying. A robotic feeding device sounds crazy complicated and overwhelming, but I've been reading over the marketing material for all of them, and they seem to emphasize that it's very easy to do and set up. And from the looks of it, Wahbi had you up and set and eating your breakfast in probably under 10 minutes, if that, and then that was just the first time, right? If you
Yes.
are using this regularly, you're going to have that thing out and ready, and it's going to be all set up for you, and you're good to go in 2 minutes or less, right? In terms of accessibility for these devices, that's obviously a key feature is working with people who have diverse abilities to find an access method that works for them. So both the Neater Eater and the OB work with switches. So your standard 3.5 millimeter switches, of which you can get countless variety, and then you can place those switches wherever is convenient for you to activate the device. So maybe near a big toe or your cheek or whatever works, right? Whatever you prefer. The Neater Eater Robotic also has the ability to interface with a tablet via Bluetooth. So you can control things with your phone or a tablet, or yeah, if those are your preferred methods of control. I think that's what you use, Terry, but perhaps you'd be more comfortable with switches. Once if you were, using the device permanently, right?
Yeah.
You'd find something that works for you. And switches are so, so versatile. You can get big ones, small ones, ultra low touch ones. So it's going to cover many, many, many types of people. And then, if a switch didn't work, uh, obviously I can't make a promise, but I'm sure these companies might have some ideas that maybe some things you could try out. But
Yeah.
um, the accessibility was quite impressive, and you managed quite well. Even if it wasn't a permanent setup that you were quite used to, right? You were still able to be up and running shortly.
Yes. The Neater Eater, I believe, would use any utensils, wouldn't it? Uh,
Oh,
you know,
really?
I think so. I can't remember the clamping mechanism right now, but yeah.
That's quite
Although
interesting.
although the spork was pretty interesting with the Obi. That's highlight to look
Very,
for. The
a very
spork.
multi-purpose tool, right? I know they do come with their own utensils, which will work quite well for a variety of food, but maybe you can attach your own if you've got some nice fancy forks you like. So yeah, they're very, very advanced devices, and what I personally like about them is, beyond the technology, which is, as you said, Terry, amazing, right? There's no other word for it. Is
Yeah.
that they're quite sleek looking. They're nice. They're modern. They don't look like a piece of medical equipment. You know, they look futuristic, but not obnoxious or like a sore thumb. So if you wanted to take this out to a restaurant to eat with your friends,
Yeah.
you're probably going to get some looks, but they're not going to be like, ugh. They're going to be wondering, what is that? How do I get one? My grandma could use this, right? You're going to get some questions, but I think
Yeah.
they're all going to be, good-natured and genuinely curious about what's going on here, and impressed by the setup you've got on. That's something I've always experienced is when you've got some kind of different technology about you, people are genuinely curious because there's someone in their life who they think, oh, this could be helpful for them, and they want to learn more. So that's fun, and it gives you even greater independence. You could take out your Neater Eater to, a birthday party or out for your casual dinner, right? And you
Yeah.
could eat your food, your dinner, independently,
Yes,
which
easily.
is the the value of that cannot be understated. How being able to eat and dine independently, whether that's by yourself or in a social company, it's truly invaluable. So
Yeah.
um, that what do you think about the independence to be gained by these devices, Terry?
Oh, well, I lost the independence to feed myself about 10 years ago, well into my spinal cord injury, but I lost the one power arm that I used to feed myself with. And that was really tough to start, you know, this this far along in life, to be fed every spoonful, not have the, not have the ability to choose what you want off the plate. But these this technology just returns that instantly. And I was using Yes, 2 buttons on the cell phone. But
Right.
pretty buttons, yeah, it's very accessible.
I'm very glad you had that experience, Terry, and thankful that you agreed to be our quote unquote guinea pig again,
Oh, no problem.
even if it was a hopefully enjoyable experience. And we, of course, want to thank Wahbi Gamber from Active Healthcare Solutions again. Wahbi's been an excellent partner in our seniors project, letting Terry try out all of his neat technologies. And you can, if you perhaps were interested in purchasing one of these yourself, you could get in contact with Wahbi. He distributes them through his company, and Wahbi's a real expert on these things. So you're in good hands if you work with Wahbi. Right at the end of this video, we're going to cut in a little snippet of something a little bit fun.
Oh,
So while we are, well, it's awesome to be able to feed yourself independently. Some of us, like myself, have pets that we perhaps would like to be feeding independently. Right now, I've got 2 giant dogs who are cuddling together right now beside me, and I'm not able to feed them independently. So what we're going to show you is a pair of automatic dog feeders that I've set up. And we're going to show you how I can now feed my dogs independently. So
those
a little
things are,
fun.
they are going to sell like crazy.
Yeah,
People
they're
from work, they could, you know, wow.
right, exactly. So the pet feeders, I'm home all the time, and it's just a matter of physical ability that I can't do it. But
Yeah.
if you're out at work or on vacation even, you could feed your pets remotely. So I've got 2 giant dogs, but you could also feed your cats, and
Yeah.
or smaller dogs, of course. So we're going to be showing that right on the end of this video, and I hope you see the accessible dining aspects expand beyond humans for a little bit of
Nice.
fun. So thank you again for joining me, Terry. This has been awesome. Your insight has been extremely valuable as always.
Welcome.
Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time for the next episode of We Talk Tech Seniors. Hi everyone, as promised at the end of the interview with Terry, here is me feeding my dogs with an automatic pet feeder. In my left hand here, I've got a remote with a button on it, although there's no reason you couldn't also use a voice command or a switch access as well. Okay, wait.